What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a live show. First one this week. I skipped yesterday because I recorded a podcast with Julian that will drop on, what are we, Tuesday? Thursday. It will drop on Thursday, so stay tuned for that one. But we have some things to discuss, some very confusing reporting. If you actually put it all together in one basket, a lot of journalists are lying. All of them are lying, or actually all of them are telling the truth, but the truth is a lie because they have been told a lie by, I don't know, somebody leaking the news at the club, because it's kind of all over the place right now. But with me today, as always, Norbert, Malik, how are you doing besides the Juve news?
Hey boys, I'm enjoying some Summer Olympics. I know Ale is not a fan of Summer Olympics, but as a Hungarian, I'm proudly supporting my boys and my girls because they rock. And yeah, that's it.
I'm just enjoying the sun.
That's just
that's
simple.
that's a rare moment, rare moments in UK, no?
Exactly, yeah. That's why I'm just taking it all in before I go back into winter depression in a few months.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the sun is out over here as well, like real out for the next 2-3 days.
It's like proper warm and stuff. It's like hot even.
It's too hot.
Nice.
I wish I go back to
Yeah.
20 degrees. I'm okay with that. But it is what it is. Actually, the transfer window is heating up, but it's actually also burning down probably at the same time. Like assuming if you just believe everything the news is, that everything is out there in the news and you take it for a fact, for granted, and you don't really sit back and think about it, then your head is probably hot as well. Like many head losses on social media today. But I think you just need to sit back and kind of digest it. Pick things apart. Just remain calm. I think that's a thing, right? I think everybody is very reactionary. I think I'm kind of composed because on the Adeyemi, we'll start with Adeyemi because that's the quote unquote breaking news. You have two groups of actually three groups of reporting. You have Di Marzio and Romeo, you have Alfredo Pedula, you have Romano and Mirko Di Natale. Alfredo Pedula is saying he's not the main target. Basically, that's his stance. You have Di Marzio and Romeo saying an offer is actually basically on the table right now. And then you have Mirko Di Natale and Romano saying there's actually no offer whatsoever. They just need to still talk with his agent and so on, so on. So there are three different ways to look at it, And then you have Luca Marchetti from Sky Sport Italia. I'm gonna say really quickly, one of the worst journalists out there when it comes to transfer news. I don't want to be that guy, but terrible when it comes to sources. But he also kind of put some oil on top of the fire. Let's start off with the potential offer. Even that there's a debate about. Let's say it's Di Marzio's one. 35 plus 10 in bonuses. 5 easy, 5 potential difficult to reach. So let's say we're ready to offer close to 40 million euros, almost guaranteed basically. What do you make of that news in isolation? 40 million euros guaranteed for Adeyemi. Norbert,
Well,
you can go.
for me, it's hard to put it in an isolation because if we actually make this offer before any other offer, then it's clear that Cope is gone.
Oh, hold that thought
Cope
for later.
Miners. But if we look at the price and the player, he's fast, and I guess Giuntoli and Motta talked, and they agreed on him. So I think if we get him a slightly lower price, like 30, 35 with everything, then I think it's an okay deal. If they really want him, then let's go. But yeah, if you want to keep this in isolation, I think 30, 35 is good for him, and we will see. He's really fast though, so that's good.
Yeah, I've watched him quite a few times over the last 2 years at Dortmund. He is very, very fast. It's not a profile that we have and we haven't had in a while, really. So he gives us that uniqueness in a sense, but 40 million is way, way too much for him. In essence, I would have rather kept Sule than spend 40 on Adeyemi, but that's just me. But yeah, if the deal were, 25 plus 5 bonuses, I'd say that's a decent deal, but 40 overall is like way too much for him. But that's just my thoughts.
Damn it. I agree, by the way. I think like 40 guaranteed with the bonuses, which 5 is easy. That's why I said 40 guaranteed is way too much. Is extremely overpaying. That being said, as well, on top of that, uh, um, the fact that Mirko Di Natale is coming out and saying that there's no offer right now, and actually Dortmund want 50 million euros is like, what is actually happening right now? It feels like a complete waste of time to me. And that's why I say reporting. You just need to dissect it a little bit, because who's telling the truth? Because if Dortmund are like, we want 50, Giuntoli's wasting his time. No, like, he's actually wasting his time, because if you're paying 50 for Adeyemi, the fan base will eat you alive that you didn't pay that for Calafiori, basically. They will absolutely eat you alive. They will do that. That's just too much money you're potentially spending. I think it's closer to 35. But even at that point, if you know Dortmund 150, it's over. Like, it's over. It's really over. Like, you don't need to waste too much time. At 50 million euros on Adeyemi, my worry is he's fast, but his output is bad. And if that's your output in a good league, by the way, but a very open league, if you watch a Bundesliga, it's open. If that's your output, then I'm not really sure how that's gonna get better in Serie A when the games are more closed. I just don't see it. I don't see the point of spending that money on him that much. He's not a profile. Even the wages, 4.5, no, 4+1. I'm like, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a player who has less GA than Rabiot basically the last 2 seasons. Like, that's a crazy amount of money to hand to a player who, to me, I'd like, if somebody said you can get him for 28 plus 2, I'm like, fine. That's a good deal. I can see what he can bring. I still can see what he can bring, but that for that amount of money, you're basically saying you're the main guy for now until the next 3-4 years, whatever. And I don't see that in him at all. Like, one bit, his injury record is a bit sketchy as well, to be honest. So I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on the fee that we're potentially willing to pay to get him out of Dortmund. And the worrying part is the 50 million Dortmund ask. Not that we are gonna pay that, but I'm looking at it. I'm like, you're wasting your time. Just focus on other things then right now, basically. So I don't know what that reporting is on Adeyemi. It's too much money, that's for sure. And I don't know. I don't get it. Like, somebody needs to explain that to me, but I don't get it. I don't get why we're actually going for Adeyemi. Just profile wise, I'm so confused. I'm really, really am confused. When I saw the news, I read it and I was like, nah, surely not. And then it came on, and everyone was piling on. I was like, very, very strange. Very strange situation. But for the people saying you could have kept Sule, yes.
No.
But financially, it's no for the club. Where there's people who look at it, and I'm not good at those things, but I know that if you get 35 for Sule and you spend 35 for Adeyemi, the club is feasting, basically. On the books, the club is like, yeah, let's do this. It's not really like for like, and I'm not good at those numbers, but you need to, it's a sad reality, but you need to understand that before you actually kind of break your head on that point, right, Norbert? Because it's just financially okay for the club. Like, for us on the field, it's like, like for like, weird.
Yeah, it was strictly financial. Oh my god. Yeah, because it comes out to be like almost like half. So if you sell someone for 30 and you buy someone, that comes out to be around half. The positive for us, Yeah, it is what it is. Sule is all clean money, and we did it, and now it's in the books, and it's just scary. All the links and everything, and still there was no move in other areas, you know. And if someone thinks we're gonna spend 50 million on coal miners and another 40 million is on a winger, that's an insane person.
Okay, that's my next. So Malik, do you think we're gonna pay 40 million euros for Adeyemi?
Uh, I mean, I would rather sign if it were down to signing Adeyemi or Cop Miners, I'd 100% sign Cop Miners even with our lack of wingers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard for me to see how we're gonna sign Cop Miners after spending that much on Adeyemi. It doesn't really make sense, you know.
If we, okay, I will say this because I said 2 years, and I'll stick with that. But if we do not sign Colt Miners, I will rip Giuntoli because he failed. Like he 100% failed this summer.
Yep.
Forget about if you like Colt Miners. Forget about the money. Like even if you don't want to talk about I like the player, just the profile then. Like in general, just a profile, a Colt Miners-esque profile. If Giuntoli misses out on that profile, he failed Mota this summer. He failed. He could have signed, he can sign Thuram, Todibo, Douglas Luiz, I don't care. If you miss out on attacking midfielder this summer, you fail the coach and you actually fail the team. Period. It's as simple as that, you know. That's why I know the news came out, Luca Marchetti, I'll say it again, horrible source. Period. One of the worst sources you can actually get. That him, Paulo Bargigia, Claudio Raimondi, like it cannot get worse than those type of sources. Sport Media said horrible sources. But the feeling is like you guys feel that Colt Miners is done. I'm refusing to believe that, even though the situation is very strange. Like Fabiano Della Valle said a couple of minutes ago, or I don't know, he put out a video, could be 2 hours ago, I had it on in the background. He said the offer is coming in for Colt Miners. Actually, it's the first time that we'll actually talk in ages, you know? The entire situation is weird. It's very weird, you know? You sold Sule, you sold Huysen, you're going for Adeyemi and Todibo when Colt Miners is the main target. Or we have been lied to.
Yeah.
But I also refuse to believe that because the squad screams out for a player of Colt Miners' characteristics. You know, forget about the name Colt Miners, just the characteristics. So if he misses out on Colt Miners or an attacking midfielder, whatever you want to call it, he failed this summer transfer window. He 100% failed. So that's why I'm doing this video. I'm talking. I'm like, I refuse to believe that he sat there and he's like, you know what? We're gonna get a winger and a center back and then whatever. Because at the presser, was it Mota's presser? I think it was Mota presser. He said we want 3 in each department. We want an extra signing at the back, in midfield, and obviously on the wing. You know, forget about we have 6, 7 midfielders and all that talk. We missed that profile. If you miss out on that profile, you failed, and I actually will lose it. I will lose it because you'll go into a season again asking a coach, and that happened too many times. I'm not saying he should have a team that is stacked 2-3 players deep in every position. I'm not stupid. Like I know that's not happening, but on the field, your main 11, if it's, again, you're telling a coach you're missing one key player in that main 11, I will lose it. I will actually lose it. Because it's, again, all summer we're like, but next summer we will get an attacking midfielder and it will be better. No, it needs to be fixed now. That's how I view it. So that's why I'm refusing to believe that he's the news of, money is going to Adeyemi, forget about Colt Miners. I refuse to believe that as of now.
Yeah, now it feels like we spent that 28 million for Douglas Luiz a little too fast, you know.
I don't think that's an issue as well. I think they calculated that, you know. Surely they have calculated that in because he's not an attacking midfielder. Like if the news is true that they asked, do you want Colt Miners or Calafiori, and he said Colt Miners, and at the end of the summer it's like you got none, then it's very weird. Like that's a very strange situation.
Yeah, I guess we need to wait and see. Like, there's this, I'm hoping for Cope Miners for a long time, and I just don't understand what's happening. Like, now it's official that Sule and Huysen is gone, so let's do it. Let's do something, but not definitely not Adeyemi for now.
Unholy Fun is saying he said per role and not by department. It's by department. It's not by role because that means you would have signed 6, 7, 8 players by role. It's by department. He said in each department. I get it, but we miss that type of player in midfield. So he's not gonna buy another defensive midfielder. Like that's just weird. You know, it is an attacking. We need an attacking midfielder. Period. You know, we need it for a
Yeah,
long time. It was so bad that in January, Allegri was like, "Get me Bonaventura from Fiorentina." Like it got to that point basically. You know, and if Saponara was still playing, we would have been linked to Saponara in January, last summer, last January. You know, the team is screaming out for like. Am I the only one who watches Juve? Maybe I am, Malik, but it screams out somebody who can score goals, can link up play, can actually play higher up the pitch behind the striker, and not look like a complete donkey out there.
Because we've lacked a profile like that in midfield since Pogba's first stint.
yeah,
You
It
know,
it's so obvious. That's why I'm like, if
yeah,
you
it's
don't,
it's 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 been even like back in the day when we signed Pjanic and stuff, and Pjanic was playing as a regista. I was still thinking to myself, this squad needs an eight. This squad needs an eight. Matuidi was not an eight. Khedira was, he's not that, that type of eight, the creative eight that brings you lots of goals, lots of assists, links play and everything. We've lacked that specific eight for a while.
that's why I refuse to believe that it's going to Adeyemi, and we need a winger regardless. like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
we need
exactly.
we need good that you sold Turam, but he replaces Rabiot. You're kicking out McKennie. You kicked out Alcaraz. Nobody heard about that. Did the club actually announce that Alcaraz left? I don't think they did.
I mean, it was a loan, so I don't think they have to. No, in
Yeah,
these
No,
cases.
but usually they're like tanks, blah blah blah. I don't think that even happened. I think even the club forget. You know, I think they forgot. But my point is, you lost Alcaraz, you lost Rabiot, you're kicking out McKennie. So that's three players out. That's for sure. Yes, you gained Fajoli, you gained him. You got Douglas Luiz, you got Turam. So you're replacing, but you're still
Adzic.
missing. Yeah,
Adze.
if the club goes into the season and be like he's gonna be that guy, then we're in for a rude awakening. He can be a very good player, but he's not Colt Miners
Yeah,
right now. He's
yeah,
just not. So you're asking a kid to do so much, and it's just not fair. Just buy the goddamn player. And I'm not saying pay 60 million for Colt Miners, but you got to a point right now that you kind of have no choice, in my opinion. If
yeah,
Atalanta have every right to say, "Hey, it's August. Screw you guys." Because if we want O'Reilly from Celtic in week 2 of August, Celtic are like, "Good, give us another 10 because we were probably gonna need to overpay to replace him as well." You know, so the situation is messed up. It is messed up. Either way, if we overpay for coal miners or we absolutely do not get coal miners, I will go into the season not confident whatsoever. Forget about Di Gregorio and Todibo and Turam and Douglas Luiz. If we miss that specific player again, I will lose my you know what. Because up top, Vlahovic needs that service or he doesn't. He scored 16 goals in Serie A last season. It's still not enough to me. Chiesa, his output was basically nothing, you know. That now you're asking, if you don't get a player like Colt Miners, you're asking Yildiz to out of nowhere get double figures, to Vlahovic
yeah.
again, you know, to Adeyemi who never did that, to do that, to Wea who I don't know has double figures goal in his career maybe, I don't know. It's too much. Like it's too much of a risk and too much of a. I refuse to believe that kind of situation. If we go in a week before the season kicks off or a couple of days, and we still have no real talk on coal miners, I will be extremely disappointed and extremely pissed. I would.
Yeah, because it's starting to drag on, isn't it? Like the season's starting in less than 3 weeks, and time is ticking.
Wasn't it a few days or weeks ago? Maybe I heard it somewhere. I'm not sure if it's true. Like August 15th or something was the deadline that Atalanta said.
No, I don't know. I never heard of any deadline. So
No,
Yeah, I don't know.
same, but I refuse to believe that they are waiting that long. 3 days before the season kicks off, I refuse to believe that.
yeah, it's a bit mad.
I thought that offer would have come in for coal miners last week, at least at the beginning of last week. It's almost midway this week, and yeah, I'm a bit slightly worried. And I get people saying, "Ah, it's not, it's over," and people in like Julian is saying, hit the like button. Only 26 likes. I can understand why people are pissed and a bit confused, or some people are happy. You know, oh, we're not overpaying for coal miners, but you're gonna overpay for Adeyemi then. So pick your poison, I guess. And I rather drink the coal miners poison because we need him. You know, we need a profile of him. Yeah, we need Adeyemi, a profile like Adeyemi as well. But you cannot get anything this season. Like, you cannot get everything done. But that profile needs to be brought in. It definitely needs to be brought in, because then if you don't, then you're going to see things of way up, going to play a ton of games. Yield is going to play behind, maybe Miretti coming in. You're going to see weird stuff that I do not want to see, when it could be very easy kind of to fix. You know, I'm actually on the boat where I'm like, yeah, get coal miners and keep Chiesa and lose him on the free then, whatever. I'm at that stage right now, even though I know it's absolutely not ideal for Chiesa or Mota to keep him in the squad right now. After everything that transparent, you know, you told him to leave, it's pointless. Like, that relationship is broken.
Even then, we would need another winger to the left. You know.
Well, Adeyemi plays both sides. So.
Yeah, but if we keep Chiesa for some reason, you know, and then Wea, and then we have Yildiz on the left.
Yeah.
And then who else?
Chiesa and Yildiz on the left, way and Adeyemi on the right.
I don't know.
I don't like that wing combination.
No, I agree. That's not ideal.
The fact we have to throw in Way as a backup winger just scares me a bit.
Oh, he's gonna play a lot of games. As of now, he's gonna play a lot of games.
Yeah.
All over the place. So, someone's saying Samardzic is only 15. Sell McKennie for him to hopefully back up Cope. Okay,
we can't.
I misread
sell
that.
McKennie.
I thought.
Isn't he going to Lazio or something? Or Milan? Like
Samardzic.
Isn't he going to Milan?
You know what it is? Mid-January, I was like, yeah,
he's going
okay.
somewhere.
I was like, okay, but if your main guy is Cope miners, and then you tell me here we go Samardzic, then I'm like, yeah,
we have an issue.
Like, I'm
different level. I like Samardzic, but it's different level.
Yeah, if the club is like, here we go, Mota Samardzic over Cope miners, I'm like, oh boy. Like, then don't spend the money at all and let Miretti figure it out, I guess. Like, what's the point right there? So I like Samardzic. I have nothing against him. Last January, I was like, yeah, he can help us. But right now, if the club is like, no, we can kind of get coal miners, I'm like, yeah, then get coal miners over Samardzic. For me, it's a no-brainer. Because, yeah, I think coal miners is being disrespected because of the price tag. And that's the club's issue. That's not the player's issue, basically.
Yeah.
If, let's say, we were going to sign, I don't know, which is a player that fans want, but the club is actually not really looking at. I cannot even come up with a name right now. I don't know.
A lot of people.
Is there a name that the fans are like, oh, please get him, but the club is
Morata.
like,
but it's over. But yeah,
we're willing to. Moreno is going to Milan.
Let's say Calafiori. No, let's bring up Calafiori. Let's say the club was like, yeah, we want Calafiori, but we need to spend 80. We're gonna spend 80. I think a lot of the fan base were like, even if you like Calafiori, nah, just stop it. Don't do that. You know. And then at one point when the price kind of will be confirmed, people are like, oh, but actually it's not that good. 80 million. I'm like, that's not the players' issue. That's the club's issue. Like, when it comes to Vlahovic, he's not worth 70 million. We knew that when we signed him. I think everybody knew that. Like, that's not a shock. Like, it's not like now you're like, oh my god, that's not 70 million. We knew that, but I'm not gonna tell Vlahovic play up to 70 million because I know you were not worth that money. I think you're better than what you're showing, but that money was never gonna be what I base it on, because that's a club issue. Even for coal miners, even for Adeyemi, let's say we spend 45 million. I do not expect 45 million of output from him. I don't. If he scores, let's say we sign Adeyemi and he's like, he has 7 goals and 6 GA, I'm like, yeah, that's what you get for a 25 million player you should be paying for, basically. It's not that the club pay 45 that I'm like, now you need to score double in goals and assists. It's not going to happen. It's not that he opens a newspaper and he's like, oh, they pay 45 for me, now I need to play better. Now I need to score more goals. It doesn't work like that. So the price thing is just... it's a club issue rather than a player issue. I think Chiesa is going to be history at the end of this window. Well, he's gone.
Could
so
be.
yeah. Calafiori already signed for Arsenal. I know it was just an example. Somebody saying Pinamonti. I will actually unsupport this club. Conceição, Joao Felix. Oh, the list gets worse. Coal miners is the exact same as Calafiori deal. Fabrizio Romano said we will bid in the next few days 1 month ago. Yeah. Conceição is gonna blow up. The guy is a gem. I think he's very right now he's like one trick pony-esque. Basically, it's a big worry for me right now. From what I've seen, it feels like it's the same over and over again, and it's not Arjen Robben the same over and over again, where he cuts in left and you're like, yeah, I know what he's gonna do, but I cannot stop that. It's
Kostic, but as a right winger.
Yeah.
And no one wants these players. Oh my God, Kostic, and it makes me sad every day.
Just repeatedly spam the same move over and over again.
Yeah. Eddie's saying we had to overspam for Dusan after they realized that Keane panic buy was a disaster. Yes, and Morata
was so
things.
bad.
Yeah, Morata had an awful first half of the season, and none of our strikers were scoring. That's why we signed Vlahovic.
Morata was missing sitters, like on a weekly, like actually unbelievable sitters. I think people forgot that. Yes, the key
at Chelsea as well.
He has good periods, Morata, and then he turns out to be the player he is. Like a good player, but you cannot really... So far, he never proved that he could be the main guy for an extreme lengthy amount of time at a club. He has good moments, but every club is like, okay, we need better.
Yeah, for him, like a fantastic season would be like 15 goals, you know?
He scored that much with the Atletico.
Yeah, exactly.
The first part.
I think he had the same amount of goals as Vlahovic or less. I'm not sure, but
he scored
like
for him,
that's like a great season. But like
he scored like 75% of those goals in like 3 months, and then it was kind of nothing. With Vlahovic,
that's
the same thing.
Get from him. That's the thing. He's not like 30+ goal a season striker. He never was. He never will be. He's in his 30s.
I'm not saying Vlahovic is doing that right now, but that was the club's top prices. That Vlahovic was going to do that. And they were like, yeah, overspend, basically, overpay for Vlahovic. Because actually, Morata was like, get me out. Get me to Barcelona in January as well.
I remember.
People forget that. Before we actually were really, really in for Vlahovic, it was just before Christmas when that news was about he wants to go Barca. And I was like, oh, man, whatever, you know. And... with Morata, like, I know everybody's like, oh, the captain, he won the what do you want to call it, the Euros as a captain. When I hear things coming out at his age, when he was still playing for us, what is 29, 30, and the reports were still like he's mentally very fragile, I'm like, oh, come on, man, you're not 19 anymore. Like, I cannot deal with that. Like, I don't want that at the club. But that's one of those players. I think Goat will not come if Adeyemi comes. If you guys like the video, Colt Miners will be events player by August 15. Thanks, you. People are gonna unlike the video now.
That's actually true.
But hit the like button. It will not happen, but it is what it is, I guess. If people put out a chat early on, put them in again, because I cannot, for some reason, it stopped scrolling, so I missed a bunch of chats. I don't know what it is, but YouTube is glitching again. So if you said something that I needed to read out, put them in again. I will read them out. Ali's saying we always fail to sign our targets. Like, I don't think any club is signing all their targets. I don't think that's realistic, even for Real Madrid. You know, like you will always miss out on a target here and there. I think that's just the way it goes. With Ali's comment, the main targets were Di Gregorio. You got him. Calafiori, but you needed to make a decision between him and Colt Miners, and it was Colt Miners. You replace him with Toribo, okay, but now you need to get Colt Miners. Otherwise, yeah, it's for me it's a big worry. This Mercato reminds me of when we wanted Draxler and Isco, but we got Hernanes.
Yeah,
Oh my god, the disaster that Juve Twitter had that day. Oh my god.
Was
We
it?
signed Alexander on the same day as well.
Who remembers? I don't know if anyone was on Twitter back then or just on social media when we were so close to swapping Vucinic for Guarin, and
Oh yeah.
you had Toir, the owner, coming out on Twitter saying, "Nah, he's staying," because everybody was going mad. You know, that was one of those nights. I remember it was all kicking off for like good 4 or 5 hours. Like he was on his way, you know, to sign, and then it all got cancelled. At the end, it didn't move the needle for anyone. Fucinice or Corinne not joining, but yeah. Quando saying rate this mercato out of 10, Luiz, Thuram, Di Gregorio, Adeyemi, Conceição, Toribo, Cabal, Colt Miners, or Matt O'Reilly. Well, that's very
it's
good,
crazy.
but also very unrealistic.
Yeah.
So a very good one, I'm assuming. Someone's saying, can we talk about the Miretti injury? What do you want to talk about? He's out.
We can. He has a micro. How do you call it? Micro fracture or something. 15 days, and they will examine again, and we will see what's happening.
Compound fracture to the foot.
Compound, yeah, but it's like a micro, like I don't know.
Yeah, he'll be out for like a month, I guess.
I think he will
that's
be
fine.
back after the Roma game, after the international break. That's when he
Yeah,
will
in a
probably be
month.
back.
Yeah,
So yeah, we talked
that's
about it.
realistic.
Not much to say. He's out, so we cannot really do anything about that. I wouldn't like to be Giuntoli right now. The pressure is massive, and he's got so little to work with, meaning resources. Yeah, but okay. I acknowledge that, but I don't feel sorry for him because he knew that when he took on
Yeah.
the job. So I'm not gonna feel sorry for him. I acknowledge it's not easy, and he's gonna need to make decisions we absolutely dislike. But financially, he's gonna need to make decisions like selling Sule, selling Chiesa, yeah, also Chiesa, but selling Huijsen to actually generate clean money on the books to reinvest that, you know, and whatever. If you want to know the ins and out of that, you can look it up on Google, I guess. But we knew that, so I don't feel sorry for him because he knew that. You know, it's not that he signed and then now he's like, oh, didn't knew that. He got told, like he knew, like, yeah. I don't know what to say about that. I would still take Isco. He was excellent last season at Betis. Nah, he needs to stay at Betis. It's doing wonders for him. If you could, would you sell Bremer if you could get Calafiori and Toribo in? No. I like to have a profile like Bremer in my team. I'm not sure how it's going to look under Motta. If he's going to need to defend a lot of open space. But I'm okay with a defender. I don't know about you guys. I'm okay with a defender being good on the ball. But if I have two of them and defensively they're not as good as Bremer, then I'm slightly worried. And maybe I'm old school, but I'm like, my defender needs to be... Chiellini was
Well-
horrible on the ball. He was not good.
Yeah.
But I knew he was one of the best I've seen, personally. So I'm cool with that, basically.
Selling Bremer for 70 mil would solve a lot of issues right now. Just saying.
I like
But
Bremer
you
too
create
much.
an issue, right?
Yeah, I
Sorry,
like
Malik?
exactly. Yeah.
No, you go, Malik. Sorry.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I just feel like Bremer is too good of a profile to let go. He's just too solid defensively, you know.
yeah,
And if you have someone that can play the ball next time, you're sorted. Because when you have your backs against the wall against a team that pins you back, you know, you need someone like Bremer. You know, this is just
Yeah.
very reassuring to have a profile like that. And he's not the worst on the ball, is he? Like people make it out like he can't do a 5-yard pass. You know?
No, I mean, he can, but
Yeah, but he's not gonna split a defense open, is he? But like, That's not really what I'm asking of him. But it would be, but we would need someone that can do that next to him. But we
You
didn't have that for the last few years.
financially will solve problems, but you will create a problem as well
Yeah,
because you need to
exactly.
replace them again and again. Like it's a never ending
Mm.
cycle. Ranked from most needed to least top five next transfer signings that are needed. Well, I don't think we're gonna get five, so I just want a center back, an attacking midfielder, and at least one winger, depending who's gonna leave as well. So I think that's for everybody right now. Remember Chiellini's passes attempts with the outside of his foot? Yeah, classic. Looked so awkward. Fans underrate how much Bremer improved on the ball from year 1 to 2, but just in general, he improved from year 1 to 2. We have best Mercato for a very long time, and I believe we will sign Koop, one winger with cash and one loan, and vice Vlahovic finishes squad. Bremer is one of the top defenders in the world, can be replaced. Toribo and Calafiori will be our best CB duo since BBC. I think this season will be make or break for Locatelli. If he has another underwhelming season, he should leave. Well, he will be sold if he doesn't perform this season. No? Does
Mhm.
anyone
Yeah.
disagree?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. This is his time to shine, really.
Yep.
No more excuses. No more not
No.
playing his position. No more coaches holding him back. This is a coach where midfielders tend to perform. So
Yeah.
let's see how he does. I'm actually very excited to see how he does. Maybe we can actually
So
see the real.
you're not one of those people saying, "Ah, he already flopped with Mota after 35 minutes against
Oh my!
Nuremberg."
But I'm not reactionary like that.
Well, some were like, "Okay, well, come outside." What are the excuses now? We also failed under Mota. I'm like, I'm
Yes,
not
the
the biggest
champion,
Locatelli fan, but not even
the
I could be
biggest
that
game
shameful.
the biggest game in world football, the friendly against Nuremberg. Yes.
People are crazy. I still can't believe this.
Like, well, literally after that game, I just opened Twitter. I was like, yeah, yeah,
Anyways, if
class. What did
if
I
uh,
expect?
Danilo has a poor 5 minutes against Brest, I'm gonna feast. But I'm just putting that out there.
Imagine
Uh,
caring about the first friendly game of the season.
Imagine
Wow.
caring about friendlies to begin with. All
Yeah.
I care about is the players get minutes on their legs. Literally, that's all I care about.
And understand the tactics.
Yeah,
That's
and understand like, how does it shape up, and to get an idea. But
yeah.
other than that, I couldn't care less about the result.
And no injuries, but that ship kind of
Yeah,
sailed already.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
And
yeah.
actually, I feel for Miretti because I tweeted out, I said, I feel for him because he was going to start, and people are like, oh my,
Probably.
all time low. I'm
Yeah.
like, he's the only player showing up for training so far. So he
Yeah.
was going to start by default. He's going to
Yeah,
start.
perfect. If
So
Top Miners looks like it's gonna be, if he signs, it's gonna be a late signing. So it's probably gonna be Meretti in that role, isn't it? So.
yeah, so it is a
Now it's
problem.
Adzic. Adzic starting against Como.
Adzic season, come on, me and you are the conductors of that train now.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
18-year-old as 10 and 19-year-old as left wing. Can't wait.
Uh,
I would love that too. To be honest, if Adzic deserves to start, let's him, start him. Like I
Yeah,
don't
if
care.
Mota's like he deserves to start, then he starts him. But you're putting a lot of hope on him.
yeah.
Then
Maybe too
then
much.
Fagioli comes in. I don't know.
Ah. If Mota makes this work, I'm gonna say he's the next Pep. Um, we should care about the Atletico game, says Julian, the way they play, not the result. I agree with that. A back
Yeah.
four of Cambiaso, Toribo, Bremer, and Diallo has a potential to be one of the best defensive lines in Europe.
Nah, calm down. Calm down.
I'm iffy
I'm,
about Diallo.
I, defensively, I'm not really sure because like Cambiaso improved, but he's not defensively.
Danilo will start.
Yeah, and Diallo, I mean, um, yeah, I don't think he's good at defending really.
Motta will
Got
not
you
use
right
four three
back.
three.
Got you right back.
Oh my god, I saw that report. I almost threw up.
Yeah, I saw a predicted lineup with Gatti at right back. I was like, woo, let the
Can't
fun
wait.
begin.
To be
Imagine
honest, Savona would
just
be good.
just sit back, close
My
your
son.
eyes, and imagine going to the Bernabeu with Gatti right back. He
Oh
will
man,
Wow.
have a yellow card
Vinny's
within the
eating a
first
lot.
5 minutes of that game. He will be booked.
Yeah.
And Mota will
And it's
probably
gonna
need
get
to hook
hooked like
him
we
20
should.
minutes into the game because he's gonna get a red card. Like there's no way you play Gatti right back. If you do that, then I'm not making excuses for Mota. You did that, not me. Like I said with Allegri, when he plays Kostic, I'm like, you did that, not Kostic. You did that. I'm gonna attack you for making stupid decisions because Gatti is. Never mind. He's not a right back. I think defend like he's not even at the highest level a defender. I don't think he's good enough. That's just me personally. But right back, oh boy, that's like
Well,
going to the Bernabeu and telling Diallo you're gonna partner Bremer at the back. Then yeah, gonna be a long night, very long night. I think Adzic will wait. What? Adzic, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Adzic, yeah.
Will not start against Komamoto. Will use a 4-3-3. The only friendly I
No.
expect a good performance is the one against Atletico. What's the expectation for next season? Based on the move so far, let's say Kies out, Adeyemi and Cope. I'm going to respond to that on the podcast with Julian that will be out this first week of September. Actually, I'm going to the Roma game, so I'm not even sure if I will be back the first week of September. Let me check. I need to check, or the second week of September because it's international break. So I'll do no prediction. Actually, I will not ask you guys for prediction. I will ask you guys also in September when we play 3 games and the window is shut. I think that's only fair for everybody. Would you rather have Gatti right back or Bernardeschi left back? Bernardeschi left back.
oh my god.
It's a
That
slow
question
death
Gatti.
anyway.
hurts my
but
head.
I'd rather watch Bernardeschi trip over the ball than
No.
Gatti getting cooked.
No. Gatti right back is the best. Champions League.
You're really on
Trophy.
this. You're really on this train, Norbert. You like how you said you like how he arrives in the box. This is the thing I hate about him the most.
I want him rather to be on the on the side of the defense, not in the middle.
Yeah. Well, maybe he could be the greatest right back in history under Mata. I don't know. Let's be delusional.
In the history of bricklayers, maybe, but not.
Yes,
Savona,
yes.
my son, needs to
Yeah,
get
your
minutes
son,
this season.
Savona, yes.
Mota will pull Gatti 30 minutes after the Diallo and yellow carded at 35. Probably. Probably. Danilo and Gatti at right back will be a disaster in Champions League. It would.
For sure.
Mota's really impressed with Luis Hassa. Well, he's not signing a new deal, so he can be impressed as much as he want. He's probably gone. And also, I'm not too impressed about Hassa. Like, he's good, but I don't look at Hassa and I'm like, you have something special where I'm like, we can definitely not lose. That's just me personally. He's a good player, but like I've watched Miretti for you, Fagioli, Yildiz, they all had something where I'm like, okay, that's kind of unique-ish, or like that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Hassa because he's very good, but it looks chaotic at times, way too much in my opinion. It doesn't look very controlled, and he's not signing a new deal. He wants to play, and he's not going to play for us. So that's that. I have doubts about Douglas Luiz because of the price tag, and Brazilians, we don't have luck with Brazilians. Well, Alexander was a legend of the club, so we were lucky in that aspect. No, nobody.
Yes.
But the price tag again, that's not on Douglas Luiz. That price tag was just set up. If you talk about Douglas Luiz, you need to look at Douglas Luiz, Cash, Barnechea. You need to look at that deal like that. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless. The money is the money. I'm not gonna hold that against a player again.
And yeah, in the books, it looks good. So whatever.
Yeah, will Fagioli start? Well, if Cope Miners is not here, then yeah, I think he's gonna start.
Not there.
Up front,
Regista?
like at 10.
Something like that. I think that yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it. I think if Miretti is injured and whatever, then yeah.
I'm a big fan of Fagioli, so.
Yeah. Let's be honest. Like, you need to beat Como on match day 1, even with Fagioli, even with Miretti.
Definitely.
Como will be solid.
I don't care if they have Varane. They're a newly promoted team.
Yeah, I don't care that they have Varane. and they're signing, I don't know, like all players we all thought were retired already. Like, I don't really care about that. You need to beat Como.
All
at home.
Spanish team.
Yeah, you just need to
Yes.
beat Como. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like if you start off the new season being Mota, not being Como at home, you already have kind of an issue because then the following two
Mota
games
out.
are not going to be easy. They're not going to be much easier. So you
Yeah.
cannot start like that. The pressure is on. But again, you sign for Juve. The pressure is always on. Like,
Yeah.
if you lose against Como, I'm not gonna. I will say like I'm not gonna panic. I'm like Mota out or whatever. But I'm like pressure. Like
Here we go again.
Yeah. Just like losing to Empoli at home.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No. Flashback. No.
Oh, that was yeah.
Yeah, that was like when that happened, I was like, oh boy, this is not gonna be fun.
Malik, I didn't think about this for like 2 weeks, and now you had to mention this.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, but it's okay. It's in the past.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
it's in the
past.
past.
You know what's worse?
Allegri can't hurt us anymore. He's gone.
Allegri can't hurt us anymore. No.
You know
He's a
what's
legend
worse?
of the club. He won us trophies before. His second stint was horrible. Let's just move on.
I actually watched an extended highlight video on Sky of our season. I'm not sure why
my
I did
God.
that, but I watched it.
Self-torture.
Oh boy, it was worse than I could have imagined. I'm not gonna lie, because in the heat of the moment you don't really realize things. But that stretch we were on, I'm like, where was the media in that stretch? Like the pressure was not what it should be. Like we won like 3 out of 12, and we playing crap teams, like really poor teams, including Napoli. Like really poor teams. Where you're like, how on earth, like how were we not beating these teams? Even like scraping wins. Like how we were not even close. Like Verona, we were not even close to winning those type of games. We're actually close to losing a lot of those games. Insane. Like actually insane. That running was like, it's one of the worst I can remember. And I've watched us lose against Fulham, in the Europa League. I've watched those type of seasons. But at that point I was like, yeah, like nothing surprises me. Like it's kind of a crap team. Like really poor team. But yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen again. Let me see. Well, Juve really want him to sign 3 more years. Who? But Hassan, as manager, wants to test the market because he wants regular first team appearance. Yeah, he's not getting that with us. Look at that midfield. So, Bologna will display Hermoso and Hummels at center back duo. Are they getting Hermoso as well?
They're getting Hermoso, isn't he going to Napoli or Inter? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't see Fagioli as a starter at the beginning of the season, but surely he will be a starter at the middle of the season.
Instead of who?
I think he will start. So
How?
yeah,
I can't see it with Douglas Luiz needing someone who can protect his back. I can't see them playing together. So up front, I don't know.
yeah, I think he's gonna start. Right now, I think he's kind of pinned in. When Miretti was fit, I thought it was gonna be. I had a feeling it was gonna be Miretti. That was my personal feeling. But now it's like, yeah, it's probably gonna be Fagioli. That's how I look at it. I will be stunned if we start the new season with Douglas Luiz, Thuram, and Locatelli. I will be actually shocked. Something like that. I don't see that happening.
That's for sure not what will happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, guys, I think we talked everything. Oh, the new jersey came out, the yellow one.
No. Mango ice cream, no.
Oh, I was planning to do a giveaway, but nobody wants it, so.
No, I'm sorry.
It's actually people like it will grow on you if you watch them play in it. It will only grow on you if we win the Champions League with it. For me, like that's that type of jersey where I'm like, I got the color scheme, the city, Torino. It's ugly. It's like, I will explain it because I do Photoshop. It's like I opened Photoshop for the first ever time, and I used a gradient. And I was like, wow, amazing. And then a year after that, you look at it and you're like, holy crap, what the hell was that? Like, so random, so It's ugly. To me, it's extremely ugly.
Apparently, it's not ugly because Juve's I don't know, one of the five colors is yellow. The Juve's colors are, and it's gorgeous, and there are stripes in it. You know.
No, but the way it's laid out is, I get okay if it's a yellow. There were yellow jerseys in the past that I liked, but this is
Yeah.
just a mess. This is just a mess. There's no organization.
For me, it looks like a typical training jersey, like
Exactly.
orange.
That's why I don't
Orange
like
we
it.
have. Yeah,
That's why I don't like it.
yeah.
The training jersey, the orange one that we have, would make a better jersey than that away kit.
You know what it is? I'm actually like I want to look. I want to see numbers. Do people actually buy those jerseys? I mean, the answer is gonna be yes because you have people who buy all three of them, and that's why
Yeah.
Adidas and all those teams are, all those companies are like, you're gonna buy anything. So here we go. Next season, I don't know, orange, flashy orange. You know, here we go. I was like, oh, it's bad.
No,
You know, it's bad.
the
Even
the green.
even the third one that's not out, I'm gonna buy that, but it's kind of bluish. I'm like, make it black. Like, why is it
Yeah,
so
exactly.
difficult to make it just black or white?
But it's
like
really
whatever.
hard. Really, sorry, it's really dark, dark blue. No.
Yeah, I saw.
Like,
No, I saw it. I saw it in real life. I already saw it. It's blue. Like it's dark blue, but it's blue. I'm like, make it black. Like the club is black and white. Why is it so difficult? For once, like just do make a normal jersey. Make it black, white, and pink.
For me, it would be like if that jersey would be gray, like dark gray, and without those stupid J's, turned towards
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
also a
That would
bit.
be awesome.
I'm gonna buy it because I like the logo on it.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
that's
Yeah,
just the only reason. Like the logo
yeah,
is amazing.
yeah, and the old Adidas thing as
Yeah,
well. Those two.
that's why
Yeah,
it's amazing. But I know in the club they're gonna play in it 4 times this season. Like,
And at home for some reason.
yeah, as well.
Against a team that does not wear black and white as well.
Oh my god. That's
Or
actually
we're gonna play with Udinese at home, let them wear black and white, and we'll wear the yellow one.
oh yeah that oh my god. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked because we've worn the away kits. This one, the one that I'm wearing right now, we've worn it so
So
many times at home.
now we need to pray that the sponsor doesn't come in the next 2 weeks
I'm
because
praying for it. I'm actually praying. Somebody said, "Why? What
yeah,
about the sponsor not sponsored yet? Let them wait.
10
Let them wait.
days.
I don't
think,
want
uh,
that sponsor."
Order up the kits because they look really nice without the sponsor.
Yeah, I need that third one without the sponsor. I'm gonna buy it even with the sponsor, but I need him
But
without.
apparently you can buy it. You just need to beg because they should have it, in the back of the store or
Yeah, they're
something.
not gonna do it. Knowing Italians, there's no chance. Somebody's like, "Yeah, we'll go to the back 1 sec." Absolutely no chance.
In North America, it worked.
Who?
Lots of people has it in North America, Canada, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but
Let Julian stock up and send us over.
Yes, yes.
talking about Julian said if Adeyemi scores 6 goals this season, you put his name on the back. On the back of what?
4 goals for us.
Not my jersey. Not my jersey. Um, unpopular opinion that yellow kit is 9 out of 10.
Well, that's just
Wow.
you, buddy.
Yeah.
9 out of 10 colors you potentially could use on the jersey. Maybe they use every single color out there.
Everyone has their own tastes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's all subjective.
it's
Yeah,
all it is
some
subjective.
people like bright neon colors.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that.
No,
Oh, bright neon green. Oh my god, I want.
There you go.
Oh.
I'm not a fan of bright neon green. Just give me black and white jerseys and I'm happy.
yeah, just total black, total
And the
white.
black. Yeah.
Yeah,
Pink.
like home kit should be black and white. Away kit should be fully black, and the third kit should be pink. That's you.
I'm okay with
Yes.
yellow, but there needs to be blue in it, and it doesn't need to be a
Yeah.
yellow like it's a cone on the side of the road. You know,
Yeah,
not
'cause, like,
that type of
Juve-
yellow.
Yeah, it's like Juve has yellow and blue. Like, yeah, it's one of the historic colors. So
You know
That's
what
fine, but
they
just
should bring back?
nice. At least.
The 1996 blue with the yellow stars
That's a good
on the
blue. Like
shoulder.
that's a beautiful
Oh my
blue.
god,
Even the yellow, like the yellow we had a couple of
that's so gorgeous.
seasons ago, that's an okay yellow. But when it's flashy
Yeah,
yellow, I'm like, why? Like, why do we need to go overboard? I don't get it. I I don't get it. But that's just probably, that's me probably, I guess. We will see. We will see, and we'll probably play with them against Brest on Saturday. Most likely, we're gonna use that against Brest's black. I'm assuming. Well, we will see. We will see. I got the third from my Cucino. Works at Adidas. It's awesome. The old logos are sick. Will be better. Black top. Yeah, I saw it. I'm still gonna buy it, but black would be. Oh my god! If it was black and like Norbert said, the logos were not too, maybe a bit slight,
yeah, hidden
like
more
more
maybe.
hidden, it will be
Yeah,
unbelievable. Remember the
Mm.
yeah,
Dortmund kit they bought out like 2-3 years ago? Just
Oh, the all
all
black.
black, logo black.
Oh yeah, yeah. I love that. I
If
love
you
that.
get
yeah.
if you sell that, it will be sold out. I put everything on that. Or the anniversary jersey we had, a couple of years against Benevento. If you have that just as one kit, sales will be through the roof. Not just from Juve fans, just football fans.
Yeah, because such a
I think
classic, nice, clean look.
Adidas is it's an issue, unfortunately. I think it should be a different brand.
Yeah, but they're paying us, so it is what it is. But people, we're gonna wrap this one up. Hit the like button if you haven't. Subscribe. Thursday podcast will be out. Me and Julian, we talked about everything. Keep in mind we recorded on Monday, but we kind of kept it up to date.
Everything.
We talked about, yeah, basically. But we talked about what could happen, potentially will happen. So stay tuned for that one. I will be back live on, what is it, Thursday? Thursday. So I'll be back live on Thursday. But Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining. Thanks for talking Adeyemi and kids, I guess. And yeah, people, hit the like button and speak